Hi everyone and welcome to another text effect tutorial. In this one I'm going to demonstrate how you can create a neon text effect in Adobe Illustrator. So let's start by creating a new file. So I'm going to go to file menu and click on new and we'll get this new document window. From here I'm going to select 800 by 600 pixel. If you don't find it here, you can go to web and search all presets here. I'm going to go back to recent and click on this one. Every other settings are fine, just click on create to get a blank canvas. Now before I add any text, I would like to add some background. So for that I'm going to use rectangle tool from the toolbar and click and draw from the top corner, top right corner to the bottom corner of the canvas. And go to transform, make sure that the size is 800 by 600 pixels, same as the document size. And for color I'm going to select black and I'm going to disable the stroke. You can select any other color if you want, but make sure that it's dark color because we are going to create a neon effect and it only looks good in dark background. So you can select blue color and make it a little darker or any other color if you like. I'm gonna go back for black and I'm gonna go to object, lock and click on selection so we don't move this accidentally while we are creating a text effect. Let's add the text now. So go to type tool from the toolbar and click on the canvas once and I'm going to type dance in all caps, enter music. We cannot see it right now because it's black, so I'm going to change its color to white. You can also change the color from here, so you can select white all the way or you can choose the color from here, so white, and let's increase its size to maybe 72. And paragraph alignment should be center. If you don't find it here, you can always go to window and click on paragraph type and paragraph. So you will get this paragraph panel and character panel together. So you can change the settings here also. And for color also, if you don't find it here, if you have a different workspace, you can always go to window and click on color. So you will get this color panel also. Alright. So this is looking fine. I just want to change the font, and for that I'm going to select Orbitron bold. You can select any other font if you like, and you can also use Orbitron if you don't have it. If you don't have it in your computer, you can go to Google Fonts and download it from there. It's a free font and I'm going to paste the link in description so you can download it. And I'm going to align this to the center of the page. Now I would like to increase the gap between this alphabet, so I'm going to go to character setting and from here I'm going to use tracking. You can click on this arrow and you will get this drop down list. From here I'm going to select 50, so it will increase the gap between the characters, and I'm going to convert them to outlines. So you can click here or you can always go to type and click on create outlines. What it will does, it will convert your text into outlines. Basically these are shapes now and you cannot edit them as a text. So make sure you finalize what you want to write first, and after that you can convert it to outlines. So right now they are individual shapes. You can also right click on them and click on ungroup and you will get these individual shapes. I'm going to press Ctrl Z to move them back, and I'm going to select this line and create an individual group. So if you don't find it here, you can always press Ctrl G, or in quick action you can find group. I'm going to press Ctrl G from keyboard. It's a shortcut, so I'm press Ctrl G, select these words and press Ctrl G. So now they are two different groups. I'm going to use different color for them, that's why I created two different groups. And I'm going to move music here using shift. Shift will lock your axis while you are moving. So right now I'm moving in x-axis and I'm pressing shift, so it's locking my axis. And let's snap it here. Now I'm going to use shift plus down arrow key from keyboard to move it 10 pixel to the bottom, and now it's looking fine. And I'm going to select both of them and disable their fill and change the stroke to 1 point and go to stroke setting and make sure the cap is rounded and corner is rounded. Alright, the reason I am using stroke, let me change the color first, white, so we can see it. The reason I am using stroke, because if you are using bold font for neon effect, it won't look proper, so that's why I made it thin lines using stroke. Or you can also select a thin font if you want. I chose the bold font, that's why I'm using the stroke and not the fill for neon effect. Alright, I'm going to create a group for them and align them to center. Now let's decorate a little bit. So for that I'm going to use a rectangle. Draw a rectangle on the canvas and make the size precise. So for width 400 and for height 200. Align them to center of the page, and I'm going to go to transform more settings. Again, if you don't find it transform here, you can always go to window and click on transform. Every panel, if you don't find it here, if you are using different kind of workspace, you can always go to window and search for that panel. I'm going to close it. I'm going to go to more settings in transform, and I'm going to increase the corner radius. So make sure the button is locked, so press 20 and it will change all the values same times. If it's not locked, it will change the single value only. So now we have made the corner rounded for the box and it's looking just fine. Let's make sure that it's aligned in center. I'm gonna add some more elements. So for that, let's add some lines on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to use pen tool. Click on the canvas once to create first anchor point, and if you press shift, it will again lock the axis. So click again to create line, and to escape this selection, just press escape from keyboard. Alright, I'm gonna go back to selection tool again and make sure the stroke cap and corner is rounded, and 1 point is fine for the value. Let's zoom in. So press alt and scroll from your mouse to zoom in, and I'm going to move it here. Try to align it to this line. Now I'm going to press shift and top arrow key from the keyboard once and twice to move it 20 pixel. Create another copy using alt and left arrow key. So just press alt and left arrow key from mouse to create a copy and drag simultaneously. Alright, alt and zoom again, move it here. Just make sure that's aligned properly. Now press shift and down arrow key once and twice to move them 20 pixel again, and it's looking fine. I'm going to select this one and ungroup it. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects. We are going to create a group of this. So I'm going to move it here, create another copy, and on this one I'm going to add some colors. So for colors, I'm going to use adobecolors.com to get the color palette. So I'm going to open my browser and type Adobe Color in search bar and click on this first link. So now there are several options to create color and use them. I'm going to explore tab, and in the search bar I'm going to type neon and just press enter. So it will give me the color neon colors with the reference images also. So if you see the color, you can see the reference image, that how it is used and how it is extracted from here. So I'm going to click on this one. I like this one, pink one. So I'm going to use this magenta shade. Just click on copy and it will copy this hex code. Click on copy, go back to Adobe Illustrator. I'm going to select this group and right click and ungroup it. For dance, I'm going to use this magenta shade. So I'm going to go to stroke color, double click on that, and you can see the hex code here in color picker. Right click and just paste and click on OK to paste the color. I'm going to add this color to my swatches so I can use them again and again. So I'm going to go to stroke and click on this new swatch button, and it will add a new color. It will give me the options. I'm going to just press OK and it will add this color to my swatches so I can use them again if I want. Alright, now for music, I'm going to use some different color. Go back to the browser, close this one, and I'm going to use a blue shade. So this is looking fine. Just click on this and I'm going to copy this color, the lighter shade, and go back to my Adobe Illustrator. Select the music and go to stroke. You can change the color from here also. Go to color mixer and paste your hex code and press enter. So it will change the color to this blue shade. Again, I'm going to go to stroke and go to swatches and add this color as a new swatch. Press OK and you can see the new color here. Now for this one, I'm going to use the blue one again, and for these two objects I'm going to use the pink shade or magenta shade. To create the neon effect, I'm going to make them blur, but before that I'm going to increase the stroke value. So go to stroke and create 3 point, create a group. To add the blur effect, you can select your object and go to appearance panel and click on this FX button, and from here you can find different options, blur and Gaussian blur. But if you are not using appearance panel, you can go to window and click on appearance panel to get the panel, or you can go to effect and blur and Gaussian blur. Alright, So you can find it from here in appearance panel or the effect window. Alright, for the value I'm going to put the value of 3, maybe 3. Just click on preview, or maybe 2 is looking fine. You can always change it back. So if you select the object, you can always go to appearance panel and click on this Gaussian blur, and you will get this option back. You can change the value if you want. I'm okay with 2, so just press OK. And again I'm going to create another copy of this, and this time I'm going to change the value of Gaussian blur to 8. So it will give you the effect of that light is spreading somehow. Okay, I'm going to create another copy and make the spread wider, so maybe 15 pixel on radius, and just press OK. Now I'm going to select this one and align it to center of the page. On top of this I'm going to move this one, but before that I'm going to make sure that it is in the top of this object. So right click and go to arrange and bring it to front, just to make sure that it is on top order. Align it to center on top of that this one. So again arrange, bring it to front, align to center, and finally this one, go to arrange and bring it to front so we can see the effect clearly. These white lines will look like a tube light, so align it to center. This will look like LED tubes and lights, and this will look like your lights and spread of the light. Okay, so the neon effect is ready. I'm going to change the background a little bit, but before that we need to unlock it. You can always go to object and click on unlock all. Now you can select the background, and I'm going to apply a gradient. Just disable the stroke first, and for fill, select this fill and move it to front so we can add the gradient, and click on this gradient option from toolbar and click on your canvas once, and it will add a gradient. Make sure in gradient type is radial. If you don't find the gradient panel here, you can go to window and click on gradient, and you can use it from here also. So make sure that it's radial. I'm going to select this outer color and change it to full black, 100% black, and the middle color will be a lighter shade of black, which is gray actually. And I'm going to spread it a little, so click on this small box and drag it, so it will increase the spread. So you can see the effect that light is bouncing on the background and it's making it little lighter. So this is it for this one. I hope you learned something new from this, and consider subscribing if you like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.